I have found that on my healing journey to heal certain wounded parts of me, which came to the surface because there was a catalyst of the experiences that was happening around. Because remember, everything that happens to you is not because of something that you have done wrong or something the other people have done to you, but you have to imagine, see it in a very holistic sense and see that this is actually a catalyst that is bringing forward something else that needs to be addressed. And most of the time it is about an issue within ourselves, where we are constantly guided back to the path of our source and to the path of love. And sometimes very drastic measures are needed and necessary, so we begin to remember who we actually are, and that even though we have all these experiences that are happening to us, that we can go beyond this and see beyond this and see what actually lies behind is always the pull that's bringing us back to our true nature. And the thing that I have found is that because I have been on this process for the last 5 years, and what I found was that I always believed that there was going to be a starting point and then there is going to be an ending point, and at that end I'm going to say, oh, I'm healed. But it doesn't work like that, because healing is not linear. So it comes in bouts, it comes in cycles. So sometimes you think that you have made it on the other side and you're going about your life, and then something else comes up that triggers the same kind of experience, or triggers something within you that asks you, that urges you to look into this matter once again, because it's not completely healed. Now, can something be completely healed? I don't know. I really don't know the answer to that. All that I know, and the something that I am now accepting for myself, is that this is a process. This is a process, which also means that I'm going to be in it for a long time, if not for the rest of my life. Does that mean that I now need to get into the stage where I give up? Or does that mean that I just kind of give in to the situation and say that, oh, well, I can't do anything about it anyway, kind of resignation? No, that's not what it means. What it means is a certain ease in the acceptance that, yes, this is where I stand, and yes, this is what has happened, and yes, this is what the situation is asking me to look at. And yes, sometimes it comes up even after years. Sometimes it comes up after months, and even that is okay. I guess the nudge is always to get you to the point where you start feeling more and more at ease with yourself, instead of trying to control the external circumstances. And again, like I said, that because this doesn't happen, this journey is not linear, so we have to get rid of the idea that we have of time, because remember, that's time is also an illusion, and try to see this as the experience itself. And I know that this can be very difficult to wrap your head around, especially if you're an analytical person. However, I think it's important to recognize that this is how our universe works, and this is how we as human beings operate within the system that we have. Which leads me to tell you that which I have, well, this is something that has come up in the last couple of days, and I thought that I should talk about this because perhaps this is going to be of help to some people who's listening to this out there. Is number one, the acceptance of the fact that that I cannot control the external circumstances, but what I can do is to accept the situation the way it is, and also to see, well, it's okay, to give yourself this permission to be okay. And I guess that is something that many of us have difficulty doing, because we have been taught through our social system, through our educational system, that we always need to do something better, that there is always something, a next goal, a next goal, a next goal. And we forget that where we are is also all right. And since this is, again, not a linear journey, but a cyclical situation that we are in, so we can tell ourselves that yes, this is where I stand, this is what has happened, and it's okay. And since we're not perfect human beings, and we never will be, we'll always be flawed, we'll always be beautifully fragile, is also to see that there is heartbreaking beauty in this, in just the way we are and who we are and how we operate in the world. So the next time you feel like things are getting too much, or that you feel a little overwhelmed, just tell yourself that's okay, and I'm not done, and I never will be, and this is just the path that I'm on right now. And sometimes it's going to be tough, and sometimes it's just going to be easy, but how can I find moments of ease when things get tough? And I guess that's what we are called to do. I hope this helps. Speak to you next time. Bye bye.